It's Monday evening and I've just got home from work. I'm coming in to sit in the garden and just watch the duckies. That bit of plastic underneath is what's left of the paddling pool. They soon ruined that and destroyed it. But they're very good at running in and out, so now I just get home, open the door, and out they run into this little tub, which is just a big cat litter tray, to be honest. And I just sit here and chill and watch the duckies. So I thought I'd bring you guys along too, so you could watch them with me. It's very relaxing watching duckies. Well, sometimes it is the simple things in life that cheer you up. And it looks like we're going to have little baby apples. So this is one of my cordon trees, and you can see the flower. The flower has gone over, and here is the little apple that's starting to form. There's another one here. It's very exciting. However, I'm a little bit disappointed with the plum, because the plum was fine and I was excited, but you can see what's happened here. So these should be little baby plums and they've fallen off. Some of them are alright. This green one looks alright, but I think we've had a really long dry spell, and what's happened is they've dried out a little bit and they're just falling off. You can see there's a few down here on the floor. So good and bad with the fruit. The plum looks like I'm not going to get as many as I thought, but the apple is showing signs of fruiting, which is really good. I just love when the garden starts to come into flower, and as you can see, the alliums are out here, and they're looking really, really nice against the dogwood and that elderflower. But what I really love at this time of year are the bearded irises. Such a beautiful flower. Now these are just a bog standard blue variety, but I think they are extremely pretty. They don't last for very long, but what they have is each stem has a flower and then more buds. So the flowers probably only last a couple of days and then they die off like this. But then you get more going up and up and up the stem. And look how pretty they are. The other thing I really like about them is they give a little bit of height. So you can see they give some structure and some height to the garden, as you can see there. I've got a little patch down here as well to give some continuity of colour. And I have got a couple of other varieties, but they're still small plants, and so they haven't started flowering yet. But it's definitely cheered me up today, these beautiful bearded iris. Well, it is time to get a few of these little Tom Thumb lettuces in. They've done really, really well, but you can see they're starting to get a little bit of speckling in the leaves, and that's just where they need more root growth basically to be put out. So let's lift some of these up, and you can see actually there's some really nice roots coming out under here. So let's put a few of these out. That's a lovely little plug. So we're going to put 5, we'll do 2 rows of 4 plants. Just pop them into the soil. The nice thing with raised beds, of course, is you can limit the attack of slugs and snails. They've been in the greenhouse as well, and actually you can see they've got a little bit of aphid attack. So that white stuff there is actually dead aphid husks. So it's also a good idea to get them out now. So we've got some of the wild predators can come and attack them. So I'm going to get these out today. I love how quickly things come up at this time of year. So just a week and a bit ago, I sowed these radishes, and look, they are already coming up. Now there's a bit of a discrepancy, so I put 2 into every hole, and I've got 1, 2, here I have got 2, so I'll pull 1 out. Here I've got 3 for some reason. And then on this line, I've got 1. Oh, we did actually have 2, look, but it's been pulled out. So we've got 1, and then we've got a big space, and then we've got 1. And then this line we've only got 3, even though I planted 6 seeds and 2 per hole. So it's worthwhile going back over and filling in the gaps, and that's something that I'm going to do today. And actually as I said, we're a week and a half late now, so I might actually not only fill in the gaps, but plant a few more on this end as well. So we've got a succession of radishes to pick up and nibble at. Well, it's Saturday morning, and if you are an arachnophobe, it's probably best to look away now, because I love what I've found, but you might not. So here they are. It's a little squiggly nest of babies. And I'm going to do something very horrible for all of you that don't like spiders. Look at them all. I love it. So these spiders actually grow out to be our common garden orb spider. So those big ones you see in September, October, November time, this is what they start as. And they turn into those huge orb spiders that catch wasps and flies and nasties. That's why I like spiders so much, because they catch all the nasty stuff. You can also tell it's Saturday morning from the noise in the garden of all the cockerels. But there's our little treat for the day. All these, goodness knows how many hundreds, possibly thousands, possibly 1,000 there, of tiny baby little spideys. Well, we are ending the week on a bit of a downer. This is where the pheasants are, and there is Adam. Sadly, though, Eve is dead. We honestly have no idea what happened. She was fine yesterday. She was running around. She was eating mealworms. She was eating grain. She looked perfectly fine, not ill. This morning came down dead as a doornail. No injuries, no broken neck, no nothing. Just dead on the floor. So both Sard and I are pretty gutted, to be honest, because this obviously was the start of our pheasantry. This was going to be our first pair, hence the name Adam and Eve. I know you shouldn't have favourite birds, all life is important, but it always seems to happen that death comes to the animals or the livestock you're keeping that you have big projects for. So like with my Ixworth last year, the fox got the Ixworth, and then the fox got our favourite hen Gertrude, and now Eve has died. So yeah, a bit of a downer. We will keep going, of course, and we'll persevere, and it's important to recognise that when you have animals, you're going to have, you know, the old saying, if you've got livestock, you've got dead stock. But it doesn't make it any easier when you lose lovely little birds or animals like that. So anyway, a downer at the end of the week, but roll on next week. Let's do some positive stuff. I'm probably just going to mooch away inside today. I've got loads of stuff to do, loads of stuff to sow and plant, but I really just don't feel like doing any of it now. So I think I'm going to hide away and a fresh start from tomorrow.